It's our fair to Shabuzets. This is your boy Kabavovo, aka Ivo Veliche, the big G at Kupela. Welcome to you. Happy Sunday to you. Thank you so much for your time and thank you so much for tuning in. And I would like to say I really humble thank you and appreciate all the get well wishes that you guys sent me. We do apologize as if for talk once again for last week as we didn't have a show because of I wasn't feeling well and I was sick. Hey, by the way, it wasn't COVID, luckily, thanks God. This COVID thing is very sensitive and it's very bad because I went through the test as well and all those things, and as you waiting for those tests, it's like a bit frustrating and all those things. But hey, it was just flu and just system being down. But hey, I'm back on your space and I'm back and I'm live and kicking and I'm here once again in your space to carry on doing nothing but to motivate you and encourage you and make sure that you don't do this life alone, because you're not alone. I do have your back as your boy Kabavovo, Ivo Veliche, the picture at Kupela. It is a Sunday morning, it is the 7th of February, the month of love. It is actually 7 days before Valentine. Another exciting news that we have on this show or about the Valentines or about next week Sunday is that our filming director Uskavenja Mambolicious, it's his birthday. He'll be turning sweet 16. So we're very excited as we talk that we'll be celebrating his birthday. Salute to you, my film director. You're doing such a great job. We really appreciate you, my boy. Here we are on Evolve Talk. Welcome to you. Thank you so much for your time and thank you so much for tuning in this morning. Your time is really important and your time is really matters and appreciated to us as Evolve Talk. We're gonna kick off the show as we always do by the verse Isahluko iBhayibheli. So we're saying, and then after that we're gonna introduce the topic of today and we're gonna kick on with the show and put this show to rest. I hope you're good and you're blessed wherever you are. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. A very good morning to you. Happy Sunday. It is your boy Kabavovo, aka Ivo Veliche, the big Jet Kupela. It is your show, Ivo Talk, the show where we talk about everything else and leave nothing unattended. It is the 7th of February 2021, just a week before Valentine's. But we are at that time of the show where we talk about or we read the verse to kick off the show. The verse that we're reading this morning, there are two verses in Zoafunda that we're going to read this morning, and then just to foundate the topic of today, and we're going to introduce the topic of today, and I hope you're going to like it, and I hope it's going to impact your life and change it for the good and for the better. I hope you're blessed and you're good wherever you are. If you went to church, I hope Moruti touched you where he was supposed to touch you. Because your spiritual life, our spiritual life is very important, and indeed it matters in our lives. Okay, let's go. There are two verses that we're gonna read, or two books or that we're going to read now in the Bible, and from then we're going to carry on. The very first verse that we're reading, it is found in the book of Genesis chapter 12 verse 1 and 2. It reads as follows. The Lord said to Abraham, go. Please underline that word, go. You'll understand why I say that as we go on. From your country, go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. Verse 2. I will make you into a great nation. First go, and then I'll make you into a great nation. I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. First thing, go. Move out of your father's house. Move out of your country. For you to what? To become great. Okay, like you always know that we don't preach, and I'm not preaching. This is not a sermon. I was just reading the verse just to foundate our topic for today. But I guess as we carry on with the show, you will understand why I read that verse. The second and the last verse that we're reading, it is found in the book of Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 to 6. Izaga ngesiZulu chapter 3 isahluko sesithathu sizofunda ivesi lesihlanu kuya lesithupha. It reads as follows. Proverbs 3 verse 5 to 6. Verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Lean not in your own understanding. Verse 6. In all your ways submit to him. Submit. And he will make your paths straight. Please underline the word paths on that verse, because that is a very important word in this verse, and you'll understand just in a moment why we say that. I'll be right back with your topic, and just get ready, warm up there, and get a pen and paper, or just get your mind open and be ready. And I'm gonna say a few things, not a lot that we're gonna say, and then we're gonna put this show to rest. I hope you're good and you're blessed. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you. It's Abafe to welcome back. This is your boy Kabavovo, aka Ivo Beliche, the big G at Kupela. I hope you're good and you're blessed wherever you are. It is that time of the show we've been waiting for, where we introduce the topic of today. Today being the Sunday, the 7th of February 2021. We're talking about maybe before I introduce the topic of today, I don't know if you can see this picture, yeah, and you can read what is written there. But if you can't, I'll read it for you, and you'll understand how we link that into the topic of today. Road less traveled. You know, now and again in life, people don't make it, and they struggle because of one simple thing. You know, the things that matters in life, like I always say in the show, is those simple things. And like I always say that in this show, the things that I talk about, it's things, simple things that matters in life, that you shy away from, that you don't pay notice on, and it destroys you. If you can take note, from the beginning, in fact from December last year, we were talking about you as a person, and building you, because if there's anything else, I'm gonna keep on saying this. I think in each and every show I'm gonna repeat this up until it sinks in your head, in my head, because as I'm saying these things to you, I'm also saying it to me, and I'm building myself as well, because I'm not done. I still have a long way to go, and I still have a lot of things to learn and to achieve. If there's one thing that matters in life, it is you. Once you get your life sorted, that's why the very first show of this year, that we did, it was battles of me within me. Because if you get yourself sorted, and everything will be fine. So we're carrying on with working on you. Actually, this was supposed to be the closing of January, and we start February with the other stuff. But I didn't want to rob you. I wanted to give it to you, as I couldn't give it to you last week. So here it is. This morning we're talking the title or the topic of this morning. It says the single journey. The single journey. Kabavo, what are you talking about here? What journey are you talking about? Remember, in this show, Evolve Talk, this show is all about greatness. It's all about you becoming great. It's all about making sure that you become the best that you can be, because your future, your success, and your dreams and everything depend on your greatness and depends on you. So there's different types of the single journey that you find in life. Let me say this: all of us, if you haven't found yourself in a single journey, you're still gonna find yourself. Now and again in our lives as people, we do find ourselves in a single journey, and it is important for you to make sure that when you find yourself in that single journey, you are prepared and you are ready. That's why I had to come into your space this morning and do this show, Evolve Talk, and do this topic in this show, Evolve Talk, to prep you and make sure that we are stronger and then we are ready. Because one thing that kills people in life is that when they found themselves in the single journey, they are not ready. When you're talking about single journey, there are different types of what you call single journeys that you can find, but there are three that I want to mention to you and that I want to talk about to you this morning due to time. The first one, it is the personal decisive single journey. The personal decisive single journey. This is the very first one that, okay, let me mention the three of them, and then I'll explain to you the three of them. What do I mean, or what does it mean to me, or what am I saying to you? The second one, it is the life circumstances single journey, and the third one, it is the people's association single journey. Every part of greatness, it is linked into your understanding yourself, knowing who you really are. That is the first one. The first one, the personal, where now and again in life, it is important for you. All the great people like Uches, Bibeline, he used to do the same thing. The great people like Abomadiba, they did the same thing. You know, now and again in life, if you want to become great or you want to invest more in your greatness, you must be prepared, or you must exercise this thing of the personal decisive single journey. There are times in your life where you have to move away from anything and move away from other people and be willing and be ready to work or to stand alone and to go alone. And that you do that by choice, you know. And whereas on these other two, it is the life circumstances that you go through in life. Sometimes you find yourself like what you call losing parents. You find yourself like losing the people that you were with and stuff like that. And then you find yourself being single in the journey of your life. So that is the second one, where the circumstance and the life itself puts you on that. The third one is the one that where people decides to hurt you, and where people decides to stand against you, where people decide to not believe in you and not believe in your dream. And then what they do is they neglect you. What they do is they distance themselves from you, and you find yourself being alone, and you find yourself having to work or to walk alone in your journey. But now here's the thing: if your decisive first one, the personal decide, the one that you chose yourself, because that is the key one. That is why I put it as the very first one. If you have mastered yourself, or you've mastered that one, if life, because the thing is, guys, we cannot stop life from bringing whatever it brings to us. Life is life. As I'm talking to you now, I don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what life is going to bring to me tomorrow. But if I have prepared myself, and I have prepared my mind, my whole being in this journey of life, I will be strong that whatever it brings. Because if you've been through something and if it happens again, then you will say to yourself, because now and again you've practiced that distancing yourself from people, working on yourself, working alone, and then all those things working. Because I'm gonna mention to you now, and I'm gonna tell you how it helps you in terms of deciding, and in terms of spending time alone, and in terms of training yourself and being able to work this journey. Because once people and life throws whatever it throws at you, you will say, you know what, I'm not going to be destroyed by this. I'm not going to be hurt by this person. I'm not going to be hurt by this circumstance or this situation. Whatever life comes, whatever life brings, bring it on. I'm ready, because I have been in this single journey before. Hence, it is important for you to understand the single journey, because in life, in your greatness, and in the area of your life, and in the area of growing and making sure that you become the best, going through a single journey is very important. Okay, how to contribute to your community. Okay, no, before I get there, please don't get me wrong. This is what I need you to understand. And this show today, as I'm talking about single journey, I'm not working against, or I'm not talking against unity or working together with people. But all that I'm doing is I'm giving you an insurance type of thing. You know, I'm preparing you, because most of you that are driving cars, most of you they've got what you call car insurance, even though that you haven't never been in a car accident or something like that. Most of you having medical aids and all those things. Those are type of insurance to prepare yourself, that should you find yourself in that position where you're sick, should you find yourself in a car accident, you know that you're covered. Should you find yourself in the journey of a single journey, where people have turned their backs on you, where what you call circumstance and life itself have made you to find yourself being alone and being single and working and walking in life alone, then you will be able to walk and work life and move on and push on up until things get better. You are reunited with other people, up until you can be with people again. But it won't kill you, because some people that even commit suicide are people that find themselves being alone, and it depresses them. It becomes that so much loneliness and all those things. There's a difference between being alone and a single journey and loneliness. Loneliness is where when you're empty inside, there's there's no dream, there's no hope, there's nothing. And mostly what causes and what contributes to loneliness, it is the lack of understanding, and it is the lack of experience of the single journey. But if you are used into the single journey, should you find yourself in a situation similar like being alone and all those things, it won't kill you, it won't destroy you. You're still tuning into Vovo Talk. I am your boy Kaba Vovo, aka Vovelihle. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. You are indeed special and important to us. So here's the thing that is going to help you with this decisive single journey. Number one, how to contribute. Is going to help you how to contribute to your community and the cycle and your associates because of the inner strength and ability that you have developed and trained during your single journey. Because one of the things that, like most people, they claim that they know themselves, and most people, they know a lot about other people, but yet they don't know themselves. One of the things that helps you with the single journey is that now in the single journey, there is because sometimes people in your life can distract you, and people in your life can disturb you. You can think that you are strong, but yet you are not really that strong because of the support that you're always getting from other people. The single journey will bring the lioness and the lion in you. The king of the jungle, it can go hunting alone, it can do things alone, it can make it like it makes things happen for itself. So in the single journey, that is where there is no people that are motivating you. There is no people that are patting you in the back. There's no people that are supporting you. There's no people that are pushing you. You, the inner self, the inner self and the greatness within you, that is where it comes out. That is where you find yourself, and then you realize even within yourself that, wow, you keep surprising yourself as people been surprising you, and but you surprise yourself in the single journey because you discover so many things that you didn't discover, or you wouldn't have discovered if you are focusing in terms of being with just people. Those are the powerful things that it helps. It basically the decisive personal decisive single journey, it brings the best within you. You will know what and how to communicate, to to accommodate and to accept. Part of the single journey is helping you knowing yourself, knowing your worth, and knowing what is not right for you and what is right for you. Most people, they go through abuse. It's very sad to see there's a lot of people, or there's some people that are strong, that are talented, that are powerful, that are blessed, that are rich and all those things, but they get manipulated, they get abused, emotionally abused and physically abused and all those things because of what? Because of they haven't practiced the single journey. Because now the single journey will really bring out the confidence in you that, I can do it. It's important for me to have. Please don't hear what I'm gonna say now is very sensitive, but please, listen to it and understand it in a high level of wisdom. It is important. This thing will help you in terms of understanding that even though I need so and so, even though it's important for me to have associate or people around me, to understand, But however, I don't need them in a sense that I can tolerate and I can be abused just because I need them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Failure to go through a single journey will make you confirm to yourself and have this thing to say, I cannot make life, or I cannot go through life without so and so. I cannot go through life without these people. I cannot go through life without this company. I cannot go through life without that, you know. Where else the truth of the matter is, you can. If you've been through a single journey, the single journey will help you and will reveal to you that actually, indeed, you can, because you are great. Make no mistake, like I always say to you, that you are great. The personal decisive single journey, it is the best coach, because it happens that you find yourself on the life circumstances single journey and association single journey. You will be prepared, you will be strong, because you have been there before. It won't destroy you, but it will strengthen you. You will even be strengthened further and make you more stronger. And because all that we're trying to do in this show and in in this day and in this topic is to bring out the strength within you, to say that it's fine to be in a single journey. There are things that you need to discover within yourself. I, as Ukaba Vovo, I'm strong today, and I'm able to come into your space and motivate you and encourage you, because there are times where I went through the single journey. There are times where I went through all these 3 single journeys that I'm talking about, but I managed to pull through on the other 2 of the life circumstances journey, single journey, and there's association, people's association single journey. I managed to pull through that because I made it a point that in my life, as young as I was, I made it a point that I made time to go through to this decisive personal journey. Because hey, my friend, people will destroy you. Life will do things to you. Do you understand? But if there's one person that shouldn't do those things to you, it is yourself. And how do you do that? You do that by making sure that you are ready and you are prepared for this single journey. We're gonna break a bit, and I'm gonna come back to you, and I'm gonna say a couple of things just to close this, and I'm gonna say goodbye to you. I hope it sounds very simple, and it's simple things that I'm saying to you. All that I came to tell you this morning is that as much as you need those people, but you don't have to take abuse from them. As much as life is hard, as much as you feel like you cannot see the next meter of your journey because of this, or because of being single, or because of being on a single journey, all I'm saying to you, or I came to say to you, no matter how hard it is, I hope you did check the introduction of this video when I did that video, when I was walking there on that path, and then all that water and all those things. No matter how hard it is, keep going, keep pushing, keep moving. No matter how hard it is, keep moving. No matter how stressful and frustrating it can be, keep moving. I'll be right back. A very good morning to you. Happy Sunday. You're still tuned in into Ivo Talk. I am your boy, Kabavovo, aka Ivo Velihle. Ekamandle Nkosi lengane, ubaba kaMambo, eyasembo insizwa. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. We actually at the end of what you call our show. There are a few things that I want to say to you, and in closing, and we're going to put the show to rest. By the way, if you just tune in, this is the Kabavovo YouTube channel. We are talking about the single journey, that thing that you need to practice, so that when the other two what you call the first ones that are talked about, it is the personal decisive single journey, of which that is the key one, that is the master, that is your best life coach, and it will teach you so many things, so that when the circumstance and life draw you and throws things to you, you'll what they say is when life throws you lemons, what you do, you make a lemon juice. So if you are prepared and you're ready and you've went through that personal decisive journey, when the others happen, it's going to be easy. And then also the association, abantu, when they become people, and you'll be able to just overlook it and say, hey, I'm greater and I'm better, and then these things. So here's the thing that I want to say to you as we close. Your goals, your dreams, your future, your generation, the kids, your kids, and the kids of your kids, your generation depends on you going through the single journey. Because that single journey, it will give you ideas, those business ideas. It will give you momentum. It will give you strength. It will give you persistence. It will give you the power of not giving up. It will give you the power of looking at failure different from how you were looking at failure. It will give you the wisdom of taking no in a different way. It will give you a wisdom and a power of accepting disappointment in a different way from you were accepting them. You know, like the people when they are neglected or when they are disappointed and all those things, because they are not used into this single journey, they feel like the whole world is coming to an end, so they cannot see tomorrow, they cannot move on, or they cannot do anything, you know. But if you have went through this single journey and you have prepared yourself, you will understand that no matter what happens, you will make it. Always cock. Now again, it's lento, ne? It's lento entweni ishiwo Kabavovo, kulento ya lento Kabavovo. It's the quality of your lessons in life. It is judged by how well you do in your single journey, as they become umphako wendlela, a bad course, or what you call fruit of the journey and things like that. I'm gonna repeat that because this is powerful. Even when I wrote this, I couldn't really, I had to read it again and again and say, did I really write that? Yeah, thanks to God with the wisdom and all the things that He's bringing in my mind that I can bring to you guys. The quality of your lessons in life, it is judged by how well you do in your single journey, as they become umphako wakho wendlela, your bad goals, the things that you eat along the way. So when you go to school, as we're closing and putting the show to rest, when you go to school, you learn and you study and all those things, you prepare, so that when the test comes, the test is like your single journey. So when you find yourself in the single journey, that is where now all these shows that you've been watching is Kabavovo on the Ivo Talk, all these motivational shows, all these inspirational shows, and the things that we've been posting and all these things that I've been saying to you, the magazines, the books that you've been reading, the series that you've been watching, the things that you've been feeding your mind and your heart and your soul and your whole being, when you find yourself in that single journey, that is where the quality of the lesson that you learn is judged. So how well you do in your single journey, it depends. Every time when I came into your space, in these 4 or 5 months we've been into your space, and I came to motivate you and encourage you. Ubulalele na or bumoshi data yakho ne-airtime yakho, you're not like really paying attention. If our TDJs, they are talking, if wherever the speakers, the other speakers, powerful speakers, they've been talking to you, or whatever that you've been feeding yourself, were you really there in a moment? Like I always say, that you need to be in a moment. Were you in a moment? Because if you are not in a moment, when the other moment comes and it needs what you were given in that other moment, you will fail that other moment because you were not on that other moment. There is a lot. Yeah, Raymond. I hope you engage about I'm serious. If you're not in a moment, you will miss things in that particular moment that are there and preparing yourself in a coming moment, of which it is your tomorrow or of which it's your future. And you will find yourself in that specific moment failing to deal with life and failing to deal with the single journey because of you're not ready. So now basically, if you do not pay attention and you don't train yourself and you don't teach yourself, what will happen is you'll be finding yourself on the on the single journey. Upeti bag, like you saw in the beginning of the video with that school bag, but yours will be empty, because now you'll be thirsty along the way. Hardship will come and all those things. You'll feel like dying, you'll feel like falling down, you'll feel like giving up and all those things. But when that happens and it's in desert and all those things, uvuli back with ish. Konje ukhaba vovo wakhuluma kule show yakhe of Vovo Talk, wakhuluma ngale single chain, wakhuluma ngabattles of me within me, wakhuluma with all these other topics that we've shared with you in this show, to say that if it bends, it breaks, and all those things. Wakhuluma with the steps that you climb in your life, So all those things are preparing you that should you find yourself in this single journey, so excel and you will do good. Here's the 5 things that I want to give to you as I'm closing and saying goodbye to you. And I always do, I've taken the word single and I've broke it down, and then we'll niggas the land. Number 1, S stands for successful, I it's independence, and N it's navigate, and G it is greatness, and L it is level, and E it is effectively. So all that we want in our lives, in my life, what I want and what you want, it is to be successful. But for you to be successful, you need to go to the road that is less traveled, of which it is that single journey. So also for you being successful, it will help you to be independent in life. Like I said earlier on, that it's nice to depend on people and to be helped by other people, but it's important because like when I'm raising my son, as I said to you, he's turning 16 next week. Big up to him, and I can't wait to celebrate that day with him. What happens is God gives us kids, or the kids that we are trusted with, is to grow them, teach them, so that they can become independent one day. But however, what's so sad is that they're adults that are not independent because of what they haven't went through the single journey, and then they haven't worked on greatness. Because if you work on greatness, you become successful, and when you become successful in life, you become independent, and you navigate the greatness. How you navigate the greatness in your life? it is by being successful and being independent. How you become that? By training yourself with those things. So successful independence navigates greatness level effectively. Your level of greatness, imegupi. How are you navigating it? How are you judging it? How are you checking it? Thank you so much for tuning in. This was your boy Ukaba Vovo, aka Vovelisha, the big G at Kupela. It was a Vovo talk. Tell your friends that I was on your space this morning talking about their single journey. Thank you so much for tuning in, and this is where I come in and say, please do share this video, click on like, and please do subscribe, and make sure that you get all these videos that you don't miss. So thank you so much to people that are always watching this show, and that are committed to this show. Thank you so much, because last week, big up to Olinda Mkize Uste, big up to you, my brother. Thank you so much for that call that you gave me. He gave me he sent me a message very early in the morning and say, hey Baba, isn't there a video this morning? So it really touched my heart and really means so much to me that there are people that on every Sunday morning they look forward into this show, and they look forward into checking out my videos or our videos, and we really appreciate that. So please do click like, do share, do subscribe, and then you mean a lot to us. Be on the lookout, like we said last week. There's a new show that is coming on this channel, Kabavo YouTube channel. It's called The Legacy. So do look out on it. It's going to be coming soon in your space. And I hope it's going to be on a midweek every Wednesday. It's going to be 10 to 15 minutes at most, because some of you are crying about time and say, Ish, Eva, our talk, it's long, and we like all these things. We wish there is like a short show or something like that. On The Legacy, we'll be talking about different things, but still part of motivation and growing you, and make sure that you become the best. Tomorrow is the 8th of February. Go out there and be strong and be ready to face the single journey. I wish you nothing but the best. This is where I come in and say, salute, I'm out. Cheers.